Welcome back to American Agenda. Apple turning heads after releasing a slew of new emojis, one of which is a pregnant man.
Yeah, according to Emojipedia, which I just found out there was, the new pregnancy options may be used for representation by trans men, non-binary people, or women with short hair. Though, of course, use of these emojis is not limited to these groups.
So more groups? What other groups are you going to use?
Let's bring our panel back in.
What?
I hate to offend anybody, but only women can get pregnant. Am I allowed to say that, Melanie?
You should be allowed to say that because that is a fact. That's a fact.
It is a fact.
It's a biological fact. And
Yes.
I mean, I have lots of questions about that whole thing. I'll be using that for when I have too many chicken wings at the bar or during Sunday night football. Is what I'll be using that emoji for, and nothing more. Listen, it's from a business perspective. I'm like, fine, if you want to cater to the minuscule, in my opinion, number of people who need a pregnant man emoji because they live in a world where that's a thing, then, you know, knock yourself out. There's and there are tons of emojis that are not used for the proper thing that they were meant for. There are some vegetables that come to mind. I'm just saying, you know, the emojis are flexible. God bless Apple.
Yeah, I see it. I see that being a problem with this app for sure. People, or this particular emoji.
Yeah.
You're going to use it to,
Forward.
This is indoctrination in action. Spotify was telling us what we can say and hear. Now Apple is telling us what we can think. And people say, well, they're going to forget this ridiculous emoji. Remember, nearly 50% of American smartphones are iPhones. They have a very, very powerful platform to sort of challenge people's belief systems. And at the end of the day, the goal of all the tech overlords, whether it's Apple, whether it's Google, is to make everyone adhere to the exact same narrative. And that's why they're being able to control what we can see, hear, say, and think. And guess what? You don't need the Chinese Communist Party to take over America when you've got Silicon Valley doing it for free.
The tech overlords. By the way, let's listen to what President Trump had to say over the weekend at his rally about trans athletes.
We will ban men from participating in women's sports. So ridiculous. Did you see the man who was on the swimming team at a certain school that I know very well? The record held for like 11 years. He beat it by 38 seconds.
Now he's going to ban trans men. What about pregnant men? Will they be allowed?
Well, now, and to top off that story, UPenn is now saying that they may sue if that particular swimmer is not allowed to swim as a woman in, I guess, the finals or something like that.
Who are they going to sue?
That broke over the weekend.
Who are they suing?
Yeah, so the school supporting
the NCAA
that swimmer.
Or something? Yeah. I don't know. Ford, you're a lawyer. This is crazy.
It's beyond ridiculous. Look, Trump is absolutely right. When you allow this, basically you're turning female athletes into second-class citizens. And the NCAA has handled this, not to mention the Ivy League, extremely poorly. And now the NCAA is looking for a lifeline. So they've turned to U.S. Swimming and the IOC, and they're now talking about something Heather brought up, I might add, 3 weeks ago, which was testosterone testing is sort of being the great equalizer. The point of the matter here is that this is absolutely ridiculous. If you're born a biological man, you should never be allowed to compete against women in competitive sports, period, the end.
That's where we're going to go, right? I mean, that's where it has to, that's just, it's sane.
It's the end of women's sports is where we're going.
That's true.
This is allowed to continue.
True. And it is insane to go that direction.
Except in the case of Bobby Riggs in tennis. But
next thing you'll know, you'll have pregnant man emojis.
Yeah.
And for me, it brings to mind the hubris of man. As I was reading about, you know, their plans to make all things equal with
Yeah.
transgendered athletes. I'm thinking that they're trying to take God's creation of
There.
male and female
Right.
and equalize it and
There you
whittle
go.
it down to something as simplistic as
Melanie?
testosterone.
Yeah.
We'll leave that the last word because we got to run.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Melanie. So true. Melanie, Collette, Ford O'Connell, thank you so much. More of American Agenda after this. Stay tuned.